So, blue? Shall we go with blue? This one here. No! What? I swear I've already drawn this out before. I think I unhauled this. I'm starting to have like a moment where I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? Hey guys, my name is Angus and today I'm back. It has been the longest time. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I was in the biggest video making and reading slump of like my life. I've never that's a lie. Actually, I have taken an extended break longer than this before. I just had nothing, but I'm back and I'm ready to do this again every week, especially leading up to Christmas. This is like my favorite time of the year, so I'm super excited to just be giving you some fun content. So yeah, we're all decorated up in here a little bit. I got these sparkly things. I literally went and bought this tree to put on my bookshelf, but it doesn't fit. Foolish. There we go, it kind of stays. So like I could do that, but it just looks so stupid. I literally tried to film this video last week, and in the process of filming it, I tripped over my tripod and sprained my pinky toe so bad, it swelled up, went purple, and I couldn't walk for 2 days. So I'm hoping today goes a little bit better, but it's feeling like I'm cursed. We're just gonna out of sight, out of mind. Let's go. Today, I'm going to be wrapping up all the books that I read since I last saw you in like September. So you would think there would be a lot of books, but actually I read all since then. So I don't really have much to show you. I think I read like 5 books in like 3 months, which is disgusting. But we're gonna try better this month. You know the deal. If you don't know, I do this thing every month. Well, at least I try to. I'll wrap up everything I read last month, and then I'll also draw out my TBR from this little jar, which has got all the books on my bookshelf in it. So I'll draw 3 out from here, then show you some other books I want to read this month, and it's always full of drama, and you guys seem to love it. You guys love seeing me like throw a tantrum every time I pull out the crappiest book from my jar. So that's why I do it. Like, in all honesty, like if I don't want to read it, I don't have to, but it's just fun to try. All right, I split up this video into chapters. So if you're just here to see me draw my TBR out, you can skip ahead. You'll see where the chapter is in the timeline thingy. Otherwise, I'm gonna get into like the 4.5 books I read since I last saw you. So the first book I read, I had pretty much finished last time we talked, but it was The Guest List by Lucy Foley. Nothing changed. I really didn't like this book. I thought it was super trashy, and not the good kind of trashy. It was just kind of like the boring kind of trashy. It's about like this rich wedding on this private island, and it was boring. I was bored. I actually did a buddy read of this with my friend Robbie from Robbie Reads. While he really enjoyed this book, I stand by what I said. Didn't love it. Won't be reading any more Lucy Foley, I don't think. Just was not for me. That's all I have to say. The next book I read, I absolutely loved. The Girl in the Mirror by Rose Carlyle. Okay, if The Guest List is like bad trashy, this is like good trashy. This is like Bold and the Beautiful style family drama, but like so fucking addictive. So hands down one of the best books I read this year, despite how trashy it is. This book pretty much follows these 2 twins who have both charted like very different lives. One of them ended up quite successful and wealthy, and the other one was jealous of her sister like through her whole life. And they have to like sail their family yacht from Thailand. It's a very like glamorous situation, but someone dies, some crazy ass shit goes down, and the twist at the end is mind-blowing. If anything, I would say read this book for the twist and like the writing devices used to make the twist happen. So interesting. Like, I'm just like so impressed with how masterfully crafted this feels, even though it feels super trashy. Like, it was just so much fun. It's not too long either, quick read, I would highly recommend. The next book I read was Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas, and this was probably one of my most anticipated books of the year, and it did not disappoint. This is probably one of the best debuts I've read from a YA author in a long time, and I'm so excited to see what Aidan does in the future of his career, because he has a really promising career ahead of him. I can like see it. This was excellent. Pretty much this is an Own Voices novel about Yadriel, who summons a ghost boy that he kind of falls in love with, and all the while Yadriel's family is struggling to accept his gender. So he's trying to prove himself to his family with the help of his new ghost love interest while they're trying to solve the mystery of his death. And it's just like so much fun, so fresh, and like just like I loved it. I would highly recommend if you're looking for a good Own Voices novel with a really kick-ass main character. Just get on it. The next book I read was A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik, and this is pretty much like Magic School, but the school is evil and everyone's dying. So it's a really fun twist on the typical like magic school trope. If you're looking for like a really snarky main character, I would go no further. Like, she is brutal. I really enjoyed the lore that was built up in this book. It was really interesting and fresh. Just like a good time. This is book 1. There's gonna be more books in this series. Interested to see how the rest of this series pans out. And finally, the last book I read in the past like 3 months is Convenience Store Woman. I randomly picked this up like last Friday and was like, oh, I just want to read something over the weekend. I've heard good things. And oh my God, I'm so glad I picked this up. It's so short and so easy to read. Such a simple yet insanely complex story about this woman who's worked in a convenience store for the past 19 years of her life. And it's about her family being like, well, why can't you move on? And like her friends pressuring her. It's so simple yet addictive and heartwarming and complex. It's so hard to explain this book, but it was such an experience. There's a twist about halfway through that just kind of throws you off, but in the best way. I don't want to spoil anything, but I just think this is worth the read. It's so quick and easy. I really enjoyed it. So those are all the books that I read since we last spoke. Now, let's get on to the drama. I bought this for like $20 the other day just to annoy everyone in my life. I've been using it in everyday life and it's succeeded. Everyone's pissed off at me, so now I'm gonna bring it on here and annoy you guys too. So I was thinking like I could use this as like a commentary while I draw out, but this is not working. Anyway, I'm gonna draw out my first book from here. Let's go. So, blue? Shall we go with blue? This one here. Are we ready to see what it is? Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. So the first book I drew out of my TBR jar is Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. I read Anna and the French Kiss 4 years ago maybe. I enjoyed it. It was super fun, contemporary romance, and you know, I've been looking for an excuse to read the rest, so here we go. Maybe we've finally taken a turn with my TBR jar. It's finally being kind to me. I don't actually know what this one's about, but I really enjoyed the first one. It's just like a fun contemporary read. Just gonna chuck it on the TBR and we'll see what happens. I feel like Effie Trinket in the Hunger Games in the first one, when the microphone's really like reverby, like, welcome, welcome. Now, the time has come to select. Okay, how do maybe I'll do it like this. So I'm gonna draw my second choice out. Got it. Another blue one. Okay. No. What? I swear I've already drawn this out before. What the hell? I can't even remember what the cover is. I think I unhauled this. So I drew out History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. I don't know why, but this jar has given me like 3 Adam Silvera books. No, I don't have this book. I swear. I can't even remember what the cover looks like. Oh, it's the blue one. Oh my God, I do have it. I didn't unhaul it. It's still here. I've tried to read this one before. It did not go well. Am I willing to give it a second chance? Maybe, we'll see. I couldn't get through this. It was too depressing and I just didn't really like the voice of the main character. Pretty much it's about this guy who's like ex-boyfriend, I think. I'm pretty sure their exes died. He drowned. And he like goes and meets with his ex's new boyfriend who's, you know what I mean? And they talk and stuff. It was really depressing. And finally, the last thing. This is gonna be I think this microphone is a bad idea. The final tribute. Let's draw a purple one out. Oh! I don't want to read this. I don't really feel like reading this. Okay, so the third and final book I pulled out is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This has been on my shelf since it came out in whatever f***ing year it was. 5 years ago. I've heard mixed things. I'm just like not in the mood for a Cinderella retelling. Like there's so many better things to read. So this is going to the bottom of my TBR. I'm starting to have like a moment where I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? No one even cares if I read these, right? It's just fun reacting. Okay, so those are the 3 that I pulled out of my jar. Let's move on to the other things that I want to read. So the first book that I want to read this month is I Killed Zoe Spanos by Kit Frick. So this is a YA thriller that follows a girl who comes up to the Hamptons for like this awesome seeming nanny gig, and then when she gets there, ends up being charged with the murder of Zoe Spanos, so not much fun for her. We follow this other girl who is running like this podcast on the investigation. She's trying to clear the other girl's name. And apparently there's a really big twist at the end, and we all know how much I fucking love twists. So I'm really excited. This is such a gorgeous print, the shiny cover and the sprayed edges. And I think it's like blue, white, and red underneath. Love the design for this book. The next book I want to read this month is This Is Not a Ghost Story. This is a YA horror thriller, similar kind of vein as Zoe Spanos actually. This girl gets this amazing gig, house sitting a big mansion for this wealthy couple who like go away for the summer. But like as the summer goes on, things start to seem weird, and our main character's name is Daffodil, and when she tries to leave the house, she finds herself like just being pulled back to it. Apparently the house has a big grudge to settle, and Daffodil, like it's gonna be settled on her. Again, what a beautiful cover. Like it's gorgeous. I'm really excited to read this one too. Sounds like a lot of fun. The next book I want to read this month is Felix Ever After. This is probably the one I'm most excited to read this month. This has had nothing but praise all over BookTube. This book follows Felix Love, who despite his name has never fallen in love. He feels like he's just got like the triple whammy of 3 minorities. He's black, he's queer, and he's transgender. So he's struggling to feel like he will ever find a happy ending. When one of his fellow students starts sending him like transphobic hate and starts using his dead name against him, showing old photos of him, things start to unravel and it becomes like a revenge story, and then all of a sudden like a love triangle, and it like forces Felix to kind of confront his feelings about those people around him and his feelings about himself. This has won a bunch of awards, and I don't know anyone who doesn't like this, so I'm really excited to jump into it. The next book I want to read this month is None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marnie. This is a psychological thriller about 2 teens who join up with the FBI to track down some juvenile serial killers. And it just sounds like such a fun premise. It's set in 1982, so it's got like that 80s slasher vibe. It's been described as like Silence of the Lambs meets Criminal Minds. So apparently it's a bit spooky. A lot of people said they couldn't sleep after reading it, so that just makes me even more excited to read it. And I hope it's as good as it sounds. I hope it doesn't let me down. I have seen some mixed reviews. And finally, the last book I want to read this month is Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Kahn and David Leviathan. This is a reread for me. I, like 4 years ago, myself and my pen pal Eleanor used to read this book every year at Christmas because it's like our favorite Christmas book. It's so much fun, and we stopped a little while ago because just life gets in the way, but we're really excited to jump back in. We just watched the Netflix show together, and it was a lot of fun, and it just kind of made us feel like we want to do it again. So I'm going to be rereading this month, like in time for Christmas. If you don't know anything about it, it's pretty much dual perspective. Main characters are Dash and Lily. Lily leaves this red notebook on a shelf in the Strand with a bunch of dares for like her potential boyfriend to do. So a boy will come along and pick it up and do the dares. Dash picks it up and we go from there. It's a lot of Christmassy fun. It's just so much fun. This book has a really special place in my heart, so I'm really excited to reread it again with my pen pal. Those are all the books that I'm going to be reading this month. Some of them I'm a lot more excited to read than others. Some I hope I never get to. We'll see. That's the beauty of this torture I put myself through every month. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you've read any of these, let me know what you thought of them, and I will see you next time with another video next week. I'm going to do it. So stick around. Thank you so much for watching. And thank you for 10,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Bye.